Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the topic surface chemistry. In this topic we are going to stress on the term adsorption, meaning of adsorption as a surface phenomenon, absorption, the terms used in absorption and demonstration of adsorption along with the differentiation between adsorption and absorption presented by me. Now first of all, we will see about the term adsorption. What is mean by adsorption? Here, the phenomenon of attracting and retaining the molecules of a substance on the surface of a liquid or solid, resulting it into higher concentration of molecules on the surface is called adsorption. Again, I am repeating this. That is the phenomenon of attracting and retaining the molecules of a substance, okay, of a substance on the surface of a liquid or solid, resulting it into the higher concentration of a molecules on the surface is called as adsorption. Okay, now in your textbook, the shortest definition is that the tendency of accumulation of one substance on the surface of another substance to satisfy the residual forces or valencies is known as adsorption. Again, I am repeating this. That is the tendency of accumulation of one substance on the surface of another substance to satisfy the residual forces or valencies is known as adsorption. Now, what is the cause of adsorption? Here, due to the unbalanced forces of attraction, or it may be also called as free valencies, which is present at the solid or liquid surface, which have the property to attract and retain the molecules of a gas or a dissolved substance onto their surface with which they come in contact. What is the result? That is, due to the unbalanced forces of attraction which is present on the solid or the liquid surface, they have the property to attract and retain the molecules or dissolved substance to their surfaces which they have to in contact. Okay. As far as example is considered, when ammonia gas is placed in contact with a charcoal, what happens? The charcoal gets adsorbed on the, what happens here? Sorry, here the ammonia with which in contact with a charcoal gets absorbed on the charcoal, whereas in ammonia gas when placed in contact with water it is gets absorbed in the water. That is, in ammonia with water that there is absorption is takes place, while ammonia when placed in contact with charcoal here the adsorption is takes place. Okay, now we are going to discuss the specifications of adsorption. It is also called as characteristics of adsorption. First one is, during adsorption there is always decrease in residual forces of the surface. That is, there is decrease in surface energy with which appears as a heat. Now which kind of energy appears as a heat? Here note that the adsorption is variably a exothermic process. Exothermic means what? That is, heat is given out. That is, enthalpy of adsorption is always negative, which is represented by delta H. When a gas is adsorbed, the freedom of movement of its molecules becomes restricted. This amounts to decrease in the entropy of the gas after the adsorption. That is, delta S is also negative. In other words, we can easily say that is the adsorption is thus accompanied by decrease in enthalpy, that is delta H, as well as decrease in entropy of the system. Next point is that it is for the process, that is the adsorption, to be a spontaneous process. The thermodynamic requirement is that is at constant temperature and at constant pressure, delta G must be negative. That is, change in free energy is must be negative. That is, there is decrease in gives free energy. Okay. Now, on the basis of the equation that is known as change in free energy is equals to delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S, where delta G can be negative if when delta H has sufficiently high negative values, as minus T delta S is positive. That is, delta H has negative quantity in comparison with T delta S with negative sign is a positive one. Thus, in short, the adsorption, which is a spontaneous process and which is a combination of these two factors, that is delta H and delta S, makes delta G is equal to negative 1. Okay. Now, as the adsorption process is proceeds, delta H becomes less and less negative. Ultimately, when delta H becomes equal to the T into delta S, and change in free energy is becomes equal to be what? That is 0. And this stage is known as equilibrium stage. When the equilibrium stage is reached, that is when delta H is less and less negative and delta H is equal to what? That is the T into delta S, and delta G, that is change in free energy, is equal to 0. At that stage is called as a equilibrium state. Now we are going to see the some basic terms used in the adsorption. For that purpose, I will give you the diagrammatic representation of a adsorption process. This is the atoms of a solids which are arranged in a very regular manner. Here this is absorptive, that is adsorbate before being adsorbed on the surface. This is a adsorbate, the gas adsorbed on the surface of the solid, and these are the adsorbent, that is the solid where the adsorption is takes place. Here the schematic representation is of outer side and inner side is showed. In outer side there is adsorbate present over the surface of the another substance of surface, and adsorbent, that is the surface which is free for going, adsorption is takes place. Now, what is adsorption? That is, it is a process which involves the accumulation of substance in molecular spaces in higher concentration of the surface. Okay. And what is the absorption? It is the phenomenon in which the substance penetrates through the surface and gets distributed uniformly throughout the body of the solid. Okay. Now, what is the absorption here? That is, it is the phenomenon in which the substance penetrates through the surface and gets distributed uniformly throughout the body of the solid or liquid. And what is the adsorption? That is accumulation of the substance in a molecular species in higher concentration. For example, charcoal, silica gel and alumina. What is meant by adsorbate? It is the substance which is deposited on the substance surface of another substance. That is, the substance which is deposited on the surface of another substance is called as adsorbate. Example for this is hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen gases. As we have seen here, adsorbate, that is the gas adsorbed on the surface of the solids. Okay. What is adsorbent? The surface of the substance on which adsorbate adsorb. That is the surface of the substance which is going on which the adsorbate adsorbs is called as the adsorbent. Okay, that is the surface is called as adsorbent. Okay. Now here in this schematical diagram, adsorbent, for example charcoal, and adsorbate methylene blue are taken, in which the adsorbent is surrounded by the adsorbate. Okay, that is charcoal is surrounded by the which methylene blue. It is adsorbent atoms or the molecules are not surrounded by the atoms or molecules of their kind, and they have unbalanced attractive forces on the surface on which they can hold the adsorbate particles. For example, which that is our silica and alumina. For this purpose, we can demonstrate here the term adsorption. For example, when methylene blue solution is added to silica gel, that is whatever maybe methylene blue solution is color is blue, is added to silica gel, what happens when the mixture is stirred and when it is absorbed as the time passes, the dye solution, whatever may be blue in color, which is faint in color, while the silica gel is aqueous bluish in color. Okay, now the mechanism of the adsorption. Okay, in my last video I will give you the schematic explanation with diagram with this, that is the mechanism of adsorption. Here I am giving to you the short notice for this adsorption, as adsorption is a surface phenomenon and it is arises due to this unbalanced forces on the surface of the solids and liquids. Okay, now the van der Waals forces of attraction are present between the molecules. Such forces are called as the cohesive forces, that is, as they are between the particles of the same substance. Okay, now these particles of the same substance when not present in bulk of the solution, that is, and this they are attracted on all the sides. Therefore net equivalent force is equal to 0. But those particles which are present at the surfaces like this here are not attracted from all the sides. They are dragged inside from this side by the molecules or particles present in the bulk of the solid or liquid. The surface is behaves as a vacant, or the residual forces they are called as free valencies. As the valencies are not satisfied, therefore the particles present at the surface they try to satisfy their valencies by attracting the molecules on the surface, due to which forces, that is the van der Waals forces. Such forces between different kinds of molecules are called as adhesive forces. The molecules which are attracted at the surface do not penetrate into this solution, that is, they retain on their surface. Thus the concentration of such retained molecules increases as the surface layer, giving rise to phenomenon like a adsorption. Okay, thus we have explained the mechanism of the adsorption here. Now we are going to discuss the distinction between the absorption and adsorption. From the previous data, we can distinguish by use of the criteria. That is the distinguishing points between absorption and adsorption. First point is that is the definition. In absorption, it is the process of taking or assimilating substances into a surface like a cell or across the tissues by process of diffusion or osmosis. While in adsorption, it is a process of adhesion of molecules of liquids or gases onto the surface of a solid particles. Second point, phenomenon. In absorption, it is a bulk phenomenon where the molecules of adsorbate enters into the absorbent. While in adsorption is considered, adsorption is a surface phenomenon where the molecules simply attach to the surface of the adsorbent, as I am going to see in our mechanism of adsorption. Now, third point, principle. The surface of the substances gets absorbed into an absorbent due to the availability of space and nature of the particles. And the principle behind adsorption is that is substances gets adsorbed onto the surfaces of an adsorbent because the adsorbent has the vacant spaces, that is called as residual forces, that stimulate the adhesion of particles onto the spaces, which is more important one. Next point is the heat exchange. In case of absorption, as it is an endothermic process, just remind this, as the energy is given from the outside of the surface, therefore it is called as an endothermic process, and the overall energy of the absorbent increases after the absorption. While in case of adsorption, it is a exothermic process, that is heat is given out. Already we have studied in our second PPT, that is the energy of the substance decreases as it leads to a reduction in residual forces of surfaces. Next point is that is the rate. The rate of absorption is a uniform one. That is, absorption takes place at uniform rate, while in case of adsorption, the rate of adsorption increases steadily until it reaches with equilibrium. Next point 6. Temperature. Absorption does not depend upon the temperature of the system, while adsorption is dependent on temperature of the system. Now, the remaining points between the absorption and adsorption are as follows. Okay. Next point, concentration. In absorption, the concentration of the absorbate in the absorbent is uniform after the absorption. That is, after absorption, the concentration of both absorbate and absorbent is uniform. While in adsorption, the adsorbate is more concentrated on the surface than the other parts of the adsorbent. Next point is bonding. In absorption, the absorbed materials remain in the absorbent without having any chemical interactions with the absorbent. While in adsorption, the adsorbed materials remain attached to the adsorbent with either van der Waals forces of attraction or maybe a covalent bonds. Next point, nature. In absorption, it is not very specific in nature, while in adsorption, it is very highly specific in nature. Thus, we have explained the criteria like adsorption and absorption, its schematic representation, mechanism, distinguishing between absorption and adsorption, and so on. Okay, thank you.